This is how I think the song "From the Morning" off the album "Brighter Later" by Nick Drake was played. There's a popular tablature out there that puts it in a tuning that I don't think that it's in. I think it's in BEBEBE, which is a tuning that Nick used for a lot of songs like "Fly." And "From the Morning." And "Man in a Shed." Anyway, I think it's in this tuning. And the first figure starts out with just an E major chord. Oh, by the way, I'm going to refer to the strings as their standard tuning names because otherwise my puny brain explodes and that wouldn't be much of a video. So he starts out with just an E major chord, which is the A, D, and G strings, and fretting the G on the 4th fret, as you can see. He also throws in the open B a lot, but I'm going to leave that out for the purposes of this because it's just too complicated to try to illustrate it. So he rolls through this little figure like that, just arpeggiating the E. And then he suspends. He brings everything up a whole step except for the low E drone. It stays the same. So he's fretting the 2nd fret of the D string and the 5th fret of the G string. Then he brings it up a whole step again. Then he just walks down chromatically. And then the chorus, that's pretty much it for the verse, but the chorus starts out with an A chord, A5 chord, that I think is pretty much the giveaway of the tuning in this song and why I feel so strongly about what tuning it's in. He plays the 5th fret of the A and D strings and then the open string on the G string, and it's that open string sounding against the 5th fret of D string that really gives it away because it has that unison chorusiness that you get when you play 2 notes, one open, one fretted, that are the same. And that little, that's very easy to hear on the recording. And then he goes down to a G, which is the 3rd fret of each the A, D, and G strings. Still playing that same pattern. And then he goes back to the E figure. And then he goes to the G, again, for I Could Be Here and Now. And then he drops it down a half step, but this time he takes his pinky off and plays the open G, which is an F♯7 chord. And if you want to leave your pinky on there, Nick sort of alternates between F# and F♯7 throughout the whole song. And then back to the E figure. And then he does that again. And then this time he goes back to the A. And then he goes down to the F♯7 again, except this time he does the sort of standard, the Nick Drake, bar the first 3 or the lowest 3 strings chord, and puts a C# on the bottom of his F♯7. So he goes, this is for the I Could Have Been. One of these things first, like that. So that it's just that same arpeggio, except this time it's got that C# on the bottom, and he sort of alternates between the bass notes, like that. So I'll play the whole chorus starting with the end of the verse. Sorry. hand on this little E, which is just the 4th and 5th frets of the D and G strings respectively. So I think the actual song ends on a piano, but you can end with that and sound very similar. There's a little musical interlude in that song. He just starts on the walking down from G to F sharp. It's the same chords, and then it goes to E, and then G, F sharp, back to E, and then up to A, like that. And it's the same. It's just the end of the chorus. I think that's it. Hopefully this has taught you how to play from whatever the hell this song's called.